Good morning. How are you today? Happy Wednesday. Happy Wednesday. It's time to get real. 6:37 here in Imlay City, Michigan. And I'm excited, so excited about today's topic. Today we're doing the E from real, the E for eating and exercise. And today I'm going to focus on exercise, why I think you should do it, how I got started doing it. I could talk about exercise forever, so this video might be a little long. We'll see. I'll try to keep it under control. And yeah, I'm excited. So, all right, so right now I am at 798 likes on my Facebook page and 46 subscribers on YouTube. And my goal is 800 likes and 50 subscribers by the end of the week. So I need you to go and help me with that. Here's the thing, if you haven't subscribed to YouTube yet, and I know that if I've got 798 likes and only 46 subscribers, there's about 750, did I do that math right? 740 people who have not subscribed to my YouTube channel yet. I have the link in the description of this video. You need to do that this week because starting next week, I will not be doing Facebook Live videos anymore. I will be doing YouTube videos and then sharing the link on this Facebook page. So I'll still be doing videos daily. It'll still be the same content. I just won't be posting them here. I need you to watch them on YouTube. Reason being, people, I love doing this. I will spend as much time doing this as I have to in order to be successful. And for me right now, that success means doing what I love, helping people. Remember my why, loving every minute of my life, being excited to live my life, but also being able to sustain some kind of income from that. And my friend Nicole told me yesterday that I should be making you guys watch this on YouTube so that I get a lot of views and maybe get some sponsors. So starting next week, these videos will only be available on YouTube, but I will share the link on this Facebook page, so you need to subscribe. It's super easy. Click the link, hit subscribe. All the videos are right there. And I think if you subscribe, you'll get notifications of when a new video comes out too. So do me a favor and do that today. Reading update. I'm through 3 chapters. 3 chapters of my Miracle Morning, plus all the other stuff. I read the back cover, I read the introduction, I read the dedication, I read the foreword, I read the notes, I read the author's story, I read it all. And so I've done 3 chapters plus all that. And you know what's great? I'm starting to not count pages. And what I mean by that, I had figured out that I need to read 7 pages a day in order to finish this book in September. And I'm not counting the pages. I didn't count the pages yesterday. I just read the whole chapter. So progress, people, progress. Very excited about that. We are talking about exercise today, but I have not been to my class yet. I had every intention of going to the 5 a.m. My alarm was set. My oldest, though, needed some attention last night and I didn't get a lot of sleep. So she called me at 9:30. She works at the golf course up in Lum. And she's like, hey, come on up and hang out with me. And I said, no. She's like, you're lame. So she woke me up one time by calling me. And then when she came in, she woke me up again to say hi, which was very nice. And then later, she woke me up at 1 a.m. to talk. So I did not get a lot of sleep, and sleep is important. And if you don't have sleep, the exercise probably isn't going to do you much good. So I decided to sleep in until 4:30 a.m. and then do this first, and then I'll work out after this. So it's coming. So today we are talking about exercise and how it starts with one single step, just one step or one jump. And I'll explain what that means in a minute. But I put some definitions, true to form, I put some definitions. And Google's definition for exercise is simply activity requiring physical effort carried out to sustain or improve health and fitness. Very simple and straightforward. But there are also two other definitions to exercise. There's maybe what your definition is, and then what my definition is. So what I think maybe your definition is, or for some of you out there watching who are not on the exercise bandwagon yet, so to speak, exercise, maybe this is your definition. Some horrible part of your day that you're only doing to lose weight that's meant to bring you misery and pain. That started out as my definition too. But my definition for exercise, which I do every single day, well, let's say 360 days a year. My definition has kind of developed into movement I need to do every day in order to deal with my life, relieve my stress, keep me sane, and make me feel human. That is how important exercise is to me right now, is that it literally makes me feel human. And if I don't do it, my day is just so off. It's just so off. And so here are some sensible reasons you should exercise. So we've heard these before, but I just want to remind you that there are health benefits. If you're trying to be healthy, not just skinny, I hope you're not just trying to be skinny, but if you're trying to be healthy, there are reasons that you want to move your body. It gets you, where am I at? All right, so it gets you to and keeps you at a healthy body weight. Okay, fair enough. It relieves stress. It makes you feel good. It reduces your risk for obesity, type 2 diabetes, and high blood pressure, plus a multitude of other diseases. It increases your HDL, which is your good cholesterol. It builds muscle, and muscle burns fat. The more muscle you have, the more fat you burn just sitting here. Me talking, the more muscle I have, the more fat I'm going to burn just sitting here. Fat does nothing except for sit there. So it helps you build, exercise helps you build muscle, which in turn helps you build fat. And there is a myth out there that I've talked about so many times before, and I'm not going to talk about today except for just to touch on it, because it's a big topic. It's a topic all its own. Muscle does not weigh more than fat. Muscle does not weigh more than fat. If you have 1 pound of muscle and 1 pound of fat, which weighs more? That is a trick question, because 1 pound equals 1 pound. So muscle and fat, if you have 1 pound, they weigh the same. Muscle is denser than fat. Muscle does not take up as much space as fat. So if you have a container, such as your body, you can fit more muscle in that space than you can fit fat. That's why when you get fat, your body expands. When you have muscle, your body gets smaller, and you tend to think it weighs more. No, you just fit more muscle in the same amount of space. So that's just kind of debunking the myth about muscle weighing more than fat. Exercise also helps increase bone density, maintains immune function, which we all know is very important, and helps you sleep better. Okay, so some very sensible reasons to exercise. So my reasons, the reasons why, I'll tell you why I started exercising in a minute, but the reasons I continue to exercise. It allows you to fit into everything in your closet, even the jeans right out of the dryer. So you know when you take the jeans out of the dryer, or heaven forbid, you dry your jeans all the way. Nobody does that. And if you do, you are a brave, brave person. Hang on, my phone's ringing. Sorry, I don't know who that was at 6:45 in the morning. So yeah, it allows you to fit into the jeans right out of the dryer. That is a good feeling, people. Exercise diminishes the thigh jiggle and the heat rash. Oh my gosh, when I used to waitress years ago, when I was overweight, 80 pounds overweight, we had to wear pantyhose, and the thighs would rub together, the friction. It was so painful. Oh my gosh, the heat rash that I got from that friction rash from being overweight. So wow. The chicken wing wave, it eliminates that. When you do like this and then this waves afterwards. Okay, so that's another reason I exercise. And then cankles, it reduces cankles. Nobody wants a cankle. Helps your not so favorite people be envious of your smoking hot body. Yes, that was one of my catty reasons for exercise. You know, the people out there that maybe said you can't do it or maybe weren't your biggest supporters. You work out, you get toned, you look awesome. Take that. I was going to say a bad word. Take that, woman. How about that? Helps you not to rip your significant other's head off. So, okay. What are some of my other reasons for exercise? It gives you energy and patience to help your kids without killing them. Helps you to not eat the whole cake. I mean, because when you've just done an hour's worth of intense fitness, you don't want to undo it with 30 seconds worth of eating cake. But it also allows you to eat the cake when you choose to in moderation. It makes you look younger and feel 27 when you're actually 47. It gets you compliments. So I went to the doctor yesterday just for a checkup, and the nurse was very kind, and she looks at me and she says, do you work your arms out? And I said, I do. She says, your arms are very nice, and your shoulders, you have very nice shoulders. I said, well, thank you very much. She says, do you have to do that a lot? And I said, I do have to do that a lot. And she says, oh, well, it is working. And so that made me feel so good. It gives you something to do besides watch Netflix. It builds your cult-like friend base. CrossFit. I'll talk about that later too. It makes you feel super badass. I am telling you, when you work out and you accomplish some difficult workout, it makes you feel like you can literally conquer the world. My mom asked me one time, she says, I need you to come over and deadlift, or I need you to come over and move this big cement slab. I'm thinking, yeah, I can do that. I needed help for that one because it weighed hundreds of pounds, but I don't know if it was my brother or Mike, I'm not sure, but we flipped this big cement slab and I just felt like, I got this, you know? It allows you to be able to open jars and move furniture and climb stairs without dying. One drawback is when people know that you work out and they think that you're strong, they will ask you to help them move. I hate that, but I do it anyway. And then going back to the pantyhose, ladies out there, no size Q. Do you know what I mean? Do they still make size Q pantyhose? Q for queen. When you are like wrestling yourself into these pantyhose, do you feel like a queen when you're having to tuck it all in there? No, that doesn't make anybody feel like a queen. So I ditched the size Q pantyhose a long time, and exercise had a lot to do with that. And so those are just some of my reasons that I like to exercise and continue to exercise. I could probably go on forever, but I won't, because you will never, ever, ever be convinced unless you experience the benefits of exercise for yourself. And you'll never experience the benefits of exercise for yourself unless you get started and keep going. How long are you going to have to keep going for? Forever. It's going to be a commitment. It is going to be a lifelong commitment, a lifestyle change, a get real. It's going to be part of your real life. It needs to be if you are going to live your best life and be the happiest, most productive person you can. You have to add exercise into your everyday routine. There will be no stopping. There will be no end unless you don't want to experience long-term health and fitness. And if you don't, that's fine. That's up to you. That's a choice that you can make. So I chose long ago to make it part of my routine and to keep it. It has been the one consistent thing, the one consistent habit that I have taken with me over the past 26 years of my health and fitness. I started when I was 21, losing my 80 pounds. It has been the one consistent habit that has never gone anywhere throughout any crisis that I've ever had in my life. And so I just kind of wanted to tell you how I got started. Why did I start? Well, it was probably about 4 years into my Weight Watcher 4 weeks into my Weight Watcher experience. It was like week 4. And my Weight Watcher leader, she heard the topic that week was exercise. And she was talking about it and it sounded all good. And her advice to me was, or to the whole group, was find something you like to do. Really, Joanna? Find something I like to do? Have you seen me? Does it look like I like to do any exercise? I could not think of one single thing that I liked to do for exercise. Tell me an exercise where I can lay on the floor and watch TV, and that's the exercise I'll like to do. And so there is an exercise that you can lay on the floor and watch TV. Do you know what it is? sit-ups. And at the time for me, it was just crunches. I couldn't even do a sit-up. And so I was very obedient when I first started Weight Watchers. She told me what to do. I did it because I figured she's the expert. Why wouldn't I listen to her? Why would I pay to not listen? And so I went home, and that very next day, I started exercising. And my exercise consisted of 25 crunches on the floor every single day for a week. Now, the next week, I went back and thought, I'm going to lose 5 pounds because of my 25 crunches. That did not happen. It was 25 crunches a day. It maybe equated to 2 minutes, if that, of exercise. But what I did was I was starting this solid foundation for this habit of movement, this consistency. And so 25 crunches, and then the next week I did 25 crunches plus I think maybe 10 or 15 leg lifts each leg. And then the next week I did the 25 crunches, the leg lifts, and then I started to get real. I said, I know when she says exercise, she means I have to do something that makes me feel horrible and makes me sweat. And so I didn't like anything like that. There's no running or anything like that. And I didn't know what to do. And so I thought back to 8th grade when my gym teacher, Mr. Shires, if you're out there listening, he made us jump rope for 6 minutes every PE class. I hated PE class. But that semester, the 6 minutes of jump rope, I lost 30 pounds. 30 pounds that semester just by doing the 6 minutes of jump rope. So I thought, okay, well, I'll just add in 6 minutes of jump rope. And then I went out and bought this bad boy right here. This is still my original PE jump rope that I don't know what store I got it from. What store was big back then? Whatever department store, Kmart. So I probably went to Kmart, bought my red and white beaded PE jump rope, and said, I will now add in 6 minutes of jump rope. Let me tell you, I did not make it 6 minutes. I made it for like 20 jumps, maybe 20 seconds, and I was dying. And so that is all I could do. And so after that, I just slowly built up and built up and built up to being able to do more jumps, jump rope for a longer period of time, and do more sit-ups and do more leg lifts. And eventually I was working out at home every day for about an hour. I would go down the basement and I just made up my own warm-ups, and I put in, my mom had a record player downstairs, and I would put on I Am a Warrior, I Am a Warrior, that song. I don't know who sings it. And I would just feel so awesome. Then I transitioned and I looked for it and I don't have it. I cannot believe I don't have it. But Cher the singer, she made a Step Aerobics tape. And so I wanted to try something new. So a Step Aerobics VHS, I would do that every single day in my room after I got home from work. I was working for Chrysler at the time. So it didn't matter if I was on afternoons or days, I would come home and work out for about an hour. And then I got bored with working out at home. I wanted to do something else. I think I ended up getting married and moving out and, having kids. And then I tried every fitness fad known to man. I joined the Romeo Community Center and I did step aerobics there and, boot camp and butts and guts and any exercise ball class that they had. And I would take my kids with me because they had playroom there. And my kids would go and be able to play for an hour. I started going there, I think, when Jillian was 6 months old, or maybe Robin was 6 months old. I don't remember, but when they were babies. And I would just do that every single day. It was part of my everyday routine. And so it has been the one consistent habit that I've done throughout my whole weight loss experience, even when I had anorexia, even when I was bulimic, even when I was pregnant, even when I had kids, even through my dad's passing, even through every crisis. I started 26 years ago and never, ever stopped. And I realized I need to work out in order to feel human. It's just part of me. It's just part of what I do. Okay. And so after the fitness fad, do you guys Zumba? That came next. Zumba. All right, so I had the scarves and the pants and the the jingles and the bracelets, and I started Zumba. I started going to a gym up in Imlay City that a friend of mine, she's a good friend of mine now. Hi, Heather. Her and I think her husband owned that, and I loved it. It was so fun. I loved it so much that I became a Zumba instructor, and I probably did that for 4 years, and I worked there, and I did it at the school, and I created Zumba house parties. That did not take off. Instead of like a Mary Kay party or a Young Living party at home, I was going to bring Zumba to you. I think I did 2 or 3 of them. It was fun, but it did not last. And I was doing Zumba at the school, and one of my Zumba students came to me and says, "Hey, you like to work out?" And I said, "I do like to work out." She said, "Have you ever tried CrossFit?" I said, "I've never even heard of CrossFit. What is it?" She says, "Oh my gosh, you should come, blah, 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 blah." So she talks me into going to CrossFit, and I stepped through the doors the first time, and it was like a different world in there. It was intimidating, and I was scared, and I had no idea what to expect, and I thought I was in really great shape. But let me tell you, CrossFit for me was a game changer. I was 39. I think I was 39. I was 39 when I started there, maybe 40. And I fell in love after some time. Initially, I hated it. Initially, it was hard and horrible, and I felt just nervous every time I went. But it was a game changer in my fitness. When I started CrossFit, so I look back and I keep a lot of my stuff, and I don't know if you can see this, but there, can you see? All right, so this is when I started CrossFit. I weighed 119 pounds and was 24.8% body fat. So I was skinny, I was skinny. It's not the skinniest I've ever been. I got down to 106 pounds once, but I was pretty skinny, and I thought I was in great shape. But I really wasn't fit. I was just thin. And throughout the course of the next 7 or 8 years of doing CrossFit, as of the last time I got an InBody scan, so this InBody scan, if you've never had one, I would recommend getting one. It tells you how much muscle you have, how much fat you have, what you weigh, how many calories you should eat. It's an invaluable tool. It's so much better than just the scale. And so my last InBody scan, which was July, I think it was July, end of July. Yeah, so end of July, I weighed 135.8 pounds. So that's about 17 more pounds than when I first started CrossFit. But I was at 22% body fat, which still is a little high for me. And I think that's just because of the summer. I ease up a little bit. But at one point, the lowest body fat percentage I ever was 17% body fat. And so think about that. I started at 119 pounds, and I now weigh about 136 pounds. But my body fat percentage is less. Isn't that what we're trying to do, is be the best version of ourselves? Isn't that what we're trying to accomplish? Aren't we trying to look and feel better? Who cares what the scale says, people? I am sorry, but who cares what the scale says? The important thing is your health and fitness. So I'm healthier now that I am putting this intense exercise in, and that 17 pounds is muscle. That's what it is. And the reason, remember going back to before, muscle doesn't weigh more. I can just fit more muscle inside my small body now. So I just have more of it. It allows me to pick up heavy things and walk across, it keeps my legs, underneath me. It helps me to, I can't even describe the feeling how I feel now versus how I felt then. So much more empowered, and I really can't stand that word. I don't know why. I think it's just overused. But I do feel so much more powerful now, so much more confident in my ability, and I focus on what my body can do, not just how it looks. And so please take the focus off the scale. Please stop exercising just so you can weigh less. That is not the reason that's going to keep you exercising, okay? And so that's where I am now. I CrossFit. I love it. I work out. On average, an hour and a half a day, I would say. I started with 2 minutes, people. I started with 2 minutes. And sometimes, like yesterday, I worked out for over 2 hours, but not at once. You have to continuously improve on what you're doing, and you have to make this a consistent habit. I promise you, you will learn to love it, but you have to get started, okay? So, how do you get started? With one step. Just take the first step. Take a walk. Whatever. Do something. How often should you exercise? Every day. Yes. Even on the weekends. Saturdays and Sundays are days. Your body was meant to move. It doesn't have to be intense exercise every day, but you do have to have some form of activity every single day. How long should you exercise for? I would say build up to at least 30 minutes or so a day, but you're not going to start maybe at 30 minutes. Yeah, and yes, you do have time. I don't have 30 minutes a day. Yes, you do. Get up earlier. We talked about that a few episodes ago. There are 24 hours in a day. If you spend 30 minutes doing some kind of fitness or movement, you have 23 and a half hours to do whatever else you need to do. Please don't tell me you don't have time. You do. And what should you do? Whatever you don't hate. I really don't care what it is that you do. It's going to be different for everyone, and it's going to be different now than it was then. I still love to jump rope, but that's not my sole form of fitness anymore. And so it's going to be different no matter what. Your fitness, your exercise routine will evolve. You just have to get started and take the first step, because the hardest thing about exercise is to start doing it. And once you are exercising regularly, the hardest thing to do is stop. I promise. But you can't take my word for it. You have to experience it yourself. And so that's what I want your action steps to be for today, is I want you to comment on this video why you want to exercise, or why do you feel you should exercise, or why do you already exercise? We need a reason in order to do this. I told you what my reasons are. I want to know what your reasons are. And then today I want you to take the first step towards exercise. I want you to do 10 minutes more than you usually do. So either the first step towards exercise, meaning if you do 0 exercise, you'll do 10 minutes today and every day for the rest of your life. If you already exercise or have a fitness routine, then you'll do 10 minutes more than you usually do today. Break it up if you have to. 3 minutes now, 4 minutes later, 3 minutes tonight. I don't care. You just need to get moving. You have to. No question, you have to, period. And then my last thing is to subscribe to my YouTube channel, because once again, next week I will start posting and uploading videos to YouTube, and then just sharing the link on this page. So comment why you want to do this. Do at least 10 minutes more fitness than you usually do today, starting today, and subscribe to my YouTube channel. You guys, I could talk about exercise forever, and I still didn't even say everything I wanted to say, but we're nearing a half an hour, so hopefully you have a lot of cleaning to do, or you have a long drive to work, and you throw this in and you listen to it, and come back, and I will see you tomorrow. Thanks for listening. Bye.